Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Ritual. Today we're going to talk about occupying space without apology. It is the beginning of January 2026, so might be your first time with me this year, and that's great because what we want to do is we really want to set yourself up for the year ahead, and we want to talk about taking up space, being present, being here, not, hiding away. We want you to be able to embrace this new year and do something unique just for you. How we start our Sunday sets the tone for our entire week. So welcome to the Sunday Morning Club, the show dedicated to intentional living and personal growth. I'm Faye Chappell, and on behalf of all of us here at Elevated Living, I invite you to take this time for yourself to find your center and fill up your cup. I'm so glad you're here. So again, welcome. Before we do anything, before we reflect or breathe or try to understand anything, just let yourself arrive here. Not perform arrival, not optimize arrival, just arrive. So if you're seated, feel the surface beneath you. And if you're lying down, notice the way your body is being held. I know a lot of you just listen to me and you don't watch, which is absolutely fine. So if you're lying down on a carpet or a yoga mat, that's great. There's nothing you need to earn in this moment. No one is here that needs convincing. There's no version of you that needs to show up correctly. I want you to let the previous week fall away. Not by force, not by analysis. I simply want you to let it stop asking anything of you, okay? So take a deep, slow breath in through the nose and a long breath out through the mouth. Again, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So with every exhale, I want you to allow your shoulders to soften. I want your jaw to loosen. I want you to rest your tongue. So you're not preparing, you're not bracing, you are just here, and that is already enough. So we're going to switch it up a bit this year. So we're going to move. We're not going to do exactly the same format each and every time. I'm going to throw a little bit off guard for you guys, but I want you to really move into new patterns for 2026. So let's do a little bit of grounding meditation, real simple one. You can close your eyes and bring your attention to the center of your chest. Not to change anything here, just to notice. So this is where authority lives, not in the mind, not in performance, not in proving anything. Authority begins as presence. So as breath moves in and breath moves out, I want you to imagine that your chest gently expands on the inhale and softens on the exhale. There's no rush. Your nervous system does not respond to urgency. It responds to consistency. So if thoughts arise, and they will, you do not need to push them away. You just need to notice, right? Just notice, I'm thinking. That's all. Just notice. And then gently return to your body, to the weight of you, to the space that you occupy. Because many of us learned early that taking up space was dangerous, that it disrupted something, that it required justification, right? So the body learned to contract. And today we want to practice something different. On your next inhale, imagine the body widening. Just slightly, just widening, not pushing, not asserting, simply allowing your body to take up more space. And on the exhale, I want you to let the breath signal that it is safe to take up space. Nothing bad happens when you are fully here. So repeat that silently if it feels right. Nothing bad happens when I am fully here. Breathe. Pause. Let the body register that truth. Nothing bad happens when I am fully here. Allow yourself to resonate in that space. And then let's move to expand that window of tolerance, right? We're going to shift into a gentle breath pattern that's really designed to expand your capacity, not to intensify it. It's just to expand the capacity. So As you inhale, I want you to slowly through the nose, inhaling on a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 2. 1, 2. And exhale through the mouth for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, inhale for 4. Hold for 2. And exhale for 6. Longer exhale tells your nervous system that there is no threat here. So as you continue, notice what happens in the body. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhaling for 4. Holding for 2. Exhale for 6. Inhale 4. Hold for 2. And exhale for 6. You may notice that perhaps you feel warmer, perhaps emotional, perhaps you feel resistance. All of it's welcome. If your mind says, I'm doing this wrong, that is an old pattern that's trying to regain control of you, okay? You are not doing anything wrong. You are practicing allowing yourself, right? So with each round of breath, you want to imagine your internal space expanding, not upward, not outward, internal expansion. You're taking up more space within your body, and you are increasing your capacity to be seen, to be felt, to be expressed without any force. So just stay here. Continue to breathe. Settle. Let the body learn that presence is safe. So if you have the ability to spend a few more minutes doing this, just take up space, do your gentle breathing pattern. That's all. Now gently allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. And if your eyes are open, close them and bring bring your mind to this question. Where in my life am I still waiting to be chosen? Don't answer from the mind that wants to solve, wants to sound evolved, right? No, let the body answer. Where do you hold back? Where do you soften unnecessarily? Where do you delay, hoping someone else will signal like, now you can do it? There's no shame here. Waiting was once adaptive, right? It kept relationships intact. It preserved belonging, right? But midlife asks a different question. What happens if I stop waiting? Notice what arises when you say that. What happens if I stop waiting? Fear? Grief? Relief? Excitement? None of it needs fixing. I just want you to name it quietly. And then I want to ask yourself, what feels unsafe about being fully seen? And not intellectually, right? But somatically. So what do I mean? Is it a fear of judgment, of conflict, of outgrowing someone, or being misunderstood? And you don't have to have complete answers. Let those answers be incomplete, because the nervous system speaks really in fragments. So I want you to stay with whatever comes up for you. What feels unsafe about being fully seen? It goes with the same thing, taking up space, allowing ourselves to be present. This year, I really want to focus on you taking space, being present in your life, and doing what you really want to do without fear of judgment, without fear of anything other than it feels right for you. So let's stay with that thought. Let's take out our journals. See, we flipped the script a little this week, right? Take out our journals now. And I want you to write from the self who really no longer explains it. So let me clear that. When you're ready, I want you to slowly open your eyes if they're not already. Take your journal or your piece of paper. We're not journaling to figure things out. Nope. We are journaling to install identity. So I want you to begin with this line. I am done waiting for permission to fill in the blank. Don't censor yourself. You're not showing me, so I can't see what you're writing, but you need to finish that sentence. I am done waiting for permission to. And when that feels complete, I want you to move to this. What I know now, without needing approval, is, and let the words be simple, unapologetic, declarative, right from your future self, the version of you who already occupies space with ease, right? And then complete this sentence. I move through the world as someone who, don't rush it. This is not performance writing. This is identity anchoring, okay? Because what we're wanting to do is, where are you? Where do you want to be? What do you know? And when you finish, I want you to place a hand on that page and let your body feel the weight of what you've just written. This is not a wish. It's a direction, essentially. So we'll go over those three again. Go ahead and pause if you want to write them down, but I am done waiting for permission to. And it could be simple as, I'm done waiting for permission to say what I really think, to say my opinion out loud, to say no when somebody is wanting me to do something. Second question, what I know now without needing approval is that I can say no and the world doesn't fall apart. Or what I know now without needing approval is I can try something new, and if I fail at it, it's okay. I've learned and grown through it. And then the third one was I move through the world as someone who. For me, I move through the world as someone who enjoys every single moment that they are present in the world. I don't take things for granted. I don't take any time we have on this earth for granted. So I move through the world as someone who enjoys every single thing that I'm doing. So do those exercises in your journal. And then I want you to really embody that presence in everything you do. So, for example, a reminder that authority is not really just psychological. It's also biological, right? So I know this sounds silly, but stable blood sugar supports vocal strength. It supports posture. It supports emotional regulation. Presence actually requires fuel, right? If you are not fueling your body with really healthy food, then you have a tendency of becoming weak and not present because your body doesn't feel good. So I need you to care for your body this week as if it matters, because it actually does. Not as a project, but as an ally, right? So if we want to go in depth every single Sunday in 2026, I want you to start with feeling present, feeling excited about what you have going forward, anchoring your identity in the thought that I am going to look out after myself both mentally and emotionally and physically. So tiny little things that you can change, which is, just try to eat a healthier meal and to fuel the body that's going to serve you so well in 2026. That's really, really important. So before we end today, I want you to close your eyes once more. Close them. Bring your attention again back to your chest. And I want you to feel the steadiness there. If you want, place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. And I want you to repeat quietly or out loud if you're on your own. I want you to repeat after me. I do not shrink to be accepted. I do not wait to be chosen. I am allowed to be here. I am allowed to be seen. Let that land, because this week is not about proving anything. It is about occupying your own life. So I want you to gently reorient yourself to your room, wiggle your fingers, roll your shoulders, and when you're ready, open your eyes. I didn't do any movement here, because what I want you to focus on is taking up space and being still and letting these lessons guide you, right? So before we end, let's take a moment to gather everything you've touched today, not intellectually, not as a checklist, but as a felt sense. So notice how your body feels now compared to when you started. Maybe nothing dramatic shifted, and that's okay, because real change doesn't announce itself really loudly. It settles quietly. So what you practiced today was not motivation. It was permission. It was permission to occupy space without justification. It was permission to be visible without auditioning. It was permission to let your presence speak before your explanation ever does. This week is not about becoming someone new. This year is not about becoming someone new. It's about no longer abandoning who you already are. So here is your gentle but I think deliberate homework. It's not a task, but it's let's call it a lived experiment, okay? So all our homework is going to be lived experiments this year. So at some point this week, I want you to notice the moment that you are about to soften your voice or add a disclaimer or explain yourself unnecessarily or wait for a signal that it's okay to speak or not. And when you notice it, I want you to pause. I want you to take one slow breath. And instead of pulling back, I want you to do one small thing differently. So it might be say the sentence without apologizing. It might be at the end of the thought, like end the thought without rescuing it, right? Without having to explain it. Just end the thought you're having with someone. I want you to post the thing without over editing it, okay? Just, it is your opinion. It's what you want to, and don't worry about what anyone thinks, right? Choose without asking for permission. Nothing dramatic, nothing confrontational. Just one moment of quiet self-trust, right? And let it be enough. That's it. You do not need to follow it with justification, right? How many times has somebody asked your opinion and you might say something, then you try to justify it? You don't need to justify it. You just need to own it in your space, right? You do not need to monitor the outcome of what you said. It is up to everyone else to either agree, disagree, learn, whatever it is. Your nervous system is learning something far more important than results. It is learning that you're about to be, I am safe when I take up space, right? You're telling it, I am safe. I can take up space. I can say my opinion. I can try something different, and it is safe. And that learning compounds more and more when you do it. That is how authority is built. Not all at once, but moment by moment, little tiny movements. So as you move into the week, I want you to carry this with you. You are not waiting anymore. You are not auditioning. You're already here. So take one more breath. And when you're ready, gently return to your day, grounded, steady, and just a little more willing to be seen. I hope that helps. Let's set ourselves up for our best year ever. So don't forget to like this, share, subscribe, give it to your friends. We are on a really exciting journey for the year ahead. If you want to dive more into this, you can join me on LinkedIn. I have a Spark newsletter that goes out every Monday. I have a podcast that goes out every Friday called Too Late My Ass. And I have a Substack as well, and you can find that under my name as well. So if you want to dig deeper, then let's dig deeper. But I want you to remember that this Sunday morning, these few short minutes we spend together is your time to get yourself on track. So even if you don't join me live, that's okay. Just join me when you can, because you deserve it. You deserve it. And with that, our time together comes to a close. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. Take that feeling of this space with you and let it guide your actions and reactions this week. I'm Faye Chappell on behalf of everyone here at Elevated Living. I'm wishing you a week of profound peace and